Hey, Dr. Deb Schreibman here. What's healthy? We are. I would like to take some time today to talk about weight loss because this is like all over the news and on everybody's minds. And especially, in the beginning of the year, in January and February and March. And then again, when it's time for bathing suit season, everybody is just all about losing weight. And what we know from a holistic standpoint is that weight gain is typically a symptom of something else going on. And you have to take the time to do the right test the right way, to get the right history, to figure out what's gone on in somebody's background so we can figure out the underlying cause and fix that. Because then what happens with weight, it starts to come off. But the American citizens, we are so like, I just want it now. I don't know if it's just America, but I know here I hear this all the time. I just want to lose weight fast and blah, 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 because I want to look good instead of taking the time to really figure out what's going on with your health and fixing it. And I think that all of these new, quote, weight loss drugs that were either diabetes drugs that have been being used off label, or some of them like Zepbound or Manjaro, which were actually meant for weight loss for people who have other health issues. We think this is like a magic dust. We think it's a magic pill. And, the truth of the matter is that it is not a magic pill. And many, many people, not everybody, but many, many, many people have really, really scary side effects. And some of these side effects are really permanent. And I was reading an article the other day, and I'm actually going to read some of the parts of this article because they do give us some numbers. And I think it's important for us to really talk about this before you decide, I'm going to take Ozempic, I'm going to take semaglutide, I'm going to take Wegovy, Manjaro, Zepbound, whatever it is that you want to take. It's important that you know what you're getting yourself into, because if it looks too good to be true and it seems too good to be true, guess what? It's too good to be true. And it's not cheap. People are paying 300, 400, 500, 600 bucks a month for this stuff, and they're just harming their body. Does the weight come off? Sometimes, not even all the time. And when it does come off, you have to stay on that drug because you slowly start to gain the weight back. I'm saying that in general, yes, there are always exceptions to the rule because that's life. But I think this is really, really important because I think a lot of people think that, ooh, this is the perfect way to lose the weight. Oftentimes, and it says it right on those prescriptions, you have to stay on the drug or you put the weight back on, and then you put on more weight. And then when you want to lose that weight, you can't because you've already damaged your body, you've damaged your gut. And then some of these things, even some of these side effects even have required hospitalization and surgeries, right? So let me read some of the adverse side effects that people are seeing. They include increased risk of deadly pancreatic cancer. They can include thyroid tumors, thyroid cancer, diabetic retinopathy, which is blindness. The list goes on and on for serious allergic reactions. People can get mild to infrequent gastrointestinal disturbances like diarrhea, constipation. They can get inflammation of the pancreas or pancreatitis, and this can be really painful and can also cause hospitalization. You can get kidney failure, gallbladder problems, heart palpitations, chest pains. Some people have even reported that they felt like they wanted to commit suicide. So let's look at each one of these things a little bit more in depth. And again, this is from an article that I read, and it's called The Ozempic Disaster. And I think it's really a good article, which is why I want to talk to you all about it, right? So let's start with gastrointestinal issues. This is one of the most common side effects that people report. I myself am part of some of the Facebook groups, and I hear people talking about it and others going, oh, just deal with it. And this person's like, I'm in a lot of pain. And the other people are like, oh, but it's worth it because you'll lose the weight and you'll look good. And then, the other ones are like, well, don't do it because then you can't get the weight off. So there's all kinds of different opinions that you hear. So I just want to try to give you some facts. So one of the most commonly reported side effects is those GI problems, right? So in essence, people get irritable bowel syndrome. People have reported such severe nausea that they couldn't eat at all. They couldn't stop vomiting. They had to go to the hospital. In addition, there's constipation, there's abdominal pain. Semaglutide users, this is interesting, can also experience 3 times higher rate of stomach paralysis. What does that mean? You eat food and then you can't break it down to move it through the system, so it sits there. And when it sits there, the body reabsorbs the toxins and then you feel full because it's not moving anywhere. So you have no hunger cue. And then that's why people lose weight, because they feel full, but they're also getting sick because it's just sitting there. So they lose the ability, sometimes permanently, for the motility of the stomach. They also have 4 times higher incidence of intestinal blockages needing surgery. So here we are trying to lose weight because we want to look good, or we want to get rid of diabetes, which there's so many more healthier ways that we can do that will permanently help, by the way. I have done it and seen it with thousands of patients. But I see, why people are attracted to this, because they want to feel better. People want to be healthy. People don't want to have diabetes and they don't want to be overweight, but this is not the way to do it. The side effects are not worth it. It slows digestion. It delays emptying of the stomach. That's also part of why people stay full. A lot of anesthesiologists are reporting patients are regurgitating and then inhaling stomach contents in spite of pre-surgery fasting. And this can be fatal. This can cause sepsis. This can cause breathing issues. This can cause a lot of problems just to lose weight, where there are much healthier ways to do it. Even for those of you out there who are like, I've tried everything, I've done everything. Well, have you looked to see if you actually really have a thyroid problem? If you have a blood sugar issue, have you looked at your lifestyle, and not just a little exercise and a little food change, but really gone a deep dive into that? Have you looked for a health coach, a life coach like me, that can help guide you step by step, because we know how to do this stuff? Have you, a lot of you out there, when you're so overweight and your blood sugar's up, you feel exhausted, you have brain fog, you have memory issues. Of course you don't want to exercise. Of course you don't know what to do. Of course you don't have energy to food prep and do the things that you need to do to be healthy, right? Another thing that a lot of people have experienced with these medications is hypoglycemia. And that is especially Ozempic and Wegovy, which lowers your blood sugar levels. And that's how they actually help so that you're not hungry. So that's what these medications are supposed to do. It's supposed to lower your blood sugar, but sometimes they lower them too much. And so that causes hypoglycemia. And you can pass out, you can get dizzy, you can get confused, you can faint, you can have seizures, all kinds of different things. Hypoglycemia can really be dangerous, and it can really lead to falls and injuries, and you really need to know that. Pancreatitis. Reports show a 9 times increased risk of pancreatitis, which can lead to pancreatic cancer. This is life-threatening. You do not want pancreatic cancer. I promise you, this takes you out, right? And this can also cause severe inflammation in that pancreas. It can cause severe pain. It can lead to long-term digestive issues if you beat it. And if it does lead to cancer, that can also lead to death. So this is really, 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 really important. Pancreatic cancer is often deadly. People are generally given less than a year, if they even get a year, once they're diagnosed. I know this. I lost a cousin to pancreatic cancer, and we lost him in 9 months, and we caught it when it was teeny tiny, and we caught it by accident. So this is really, really, really important. Also, we see some cardiovascular problems. Semaglutide users also have reported heart palpitations, chest pain, electrolyte disturbances. So although the long-term effects on cardiovascular health are really still kind of, we don't know yet. We're thinking that some of them can be positive. They do have some negative ones. So these serious side effects, you really have to look like, right? Because if you have cancer, who cares what your cardiovascular problems are? The cancer is going to take you out. So in addition to more serious side effects, many users of Ozempic and Wegovy, of Mounjaro, report Ozempic face, Ozempic butt. What does that mean? That dramatic weight loss leaves those areas loose, dry, wrinkly, skin hanging, making people actually look really, really, really old. This is really important. But you know what the good news is in all of this? The good news is that there are really, really incredible, long-term, effective ways for you to achieve weight loss and a better life. And so all we have to do is really look at what it is, figure it out, get to the underlying cause of the problem, and fix it. So If you're one of those people and you think that these drugs are the magic weight loss, the magic pill, the fairy dust, but now that you know a lot of the side effects and the things that you can be looking at, and you're not interested in having to deal with those side effects, which for me, I am certainly not interested in that stuff, you have options. See a doctor like me, see a life coach. We can help coach you through it so that you can get effective long-term weight loss and be healthy. I hope this helps all of you out there that are struggling with weight. Until next time, wishing you loads and loads of love and light and health and happiness. Bye-bye.